Let me paint a picture, and tell me if this sounds familiar. You're working, you're paying bills, you're trying to save. And yet, when you look at your bank account or investments, it feels like nothing is moving. You keep thinking, how do people actually reach $100,000? Because this feels impossible. If you're someone who saves consistently but feels like progress is painfully slow, hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you rethink money. Because today we're breaking down how long it really takes the average person to reach $100,000, why it feels so slow, and what actually makes the difference. Why $100,000 feels like a big deal. Here's what most people don't realize. $100,000 isn't about being rich, it's about crossing from fragile to stable. Below $100,000, money feels stressful. Above it, money starts working with you, and that's why failing to reach it feels personal. According to Federal Reserve data, less than 15% of Americans have $100,000 saved or invested, including retirement accounts. So if you're even aiming for this number, you're already ahead, mentally. The honest math, no motivation lies. Let's talk numbers. The average American saves about 5 to 8% of their income. Let's say someone earns $60,000 a year and saves a strong 10%. That's $6,000 per year. At that rate, with no investment growth, it takes 16 to 17 years to reach $100,000, and that's assuming no emergencies, no missed years, no lifestyle creep, which isn't realistic. This is where people get discouraged and quit. Why it feels so slow. Psychology, not failure. Here's the thing. The first $100,000 feels slow because you're doing all the work. Early on, savings matter more than returns. Growth feels invisible. Progress depends on discipline. Later, compounding kicks in. Time does some lifting. Momentum becomes real. That's why people say the first $100,000 is the hardest. Because it is. This is where it gets really interesting. Now let's add investing. Historically, the market returns about 7% annually over the long term. If that same person invests $6,000 per year at 7%, it still takes around 12 to 15 years to hit $100,000. Why? Because early returns are boring. 7% on $6,000 is $420. That doesn't feel life-changing, so people lose faith right before compounding starts to matter. Why most people never get there. Here's the real reason most people never reach $100,000. It's not income, it's not intelligence, it's inconsistency. People stop investing when life gets busy, panic during market drops, restart, then stop again, and compounding hates interruptions. According to Vanguard, the average investor underperforms the market by 2 to 3% per year, not because of bad funds, but bad behavior. Lifestyle creep. The silent delay. Now you might be thinking, I'll save more once I earn more. Sounds logical, but here's the problem. Spending rises almost dollar for dollar with income. Raises don't build wealth. They upgrade comfort. Bigger apartment, new car payment, more subscriptions, same savings rate, same stress, same delay. A realistic timeline that actually works. Let's look at a realistic scenario. Income, $65,000. Savings rate, 15%. Invested consistently at 7%. Time to $100,000, about 9 to 11 years. Not fast, not sexy, but reliable. And here's the truth. No one says out loud. The first 7 years feel painfully slow, then suddenly progress feels faster, even though you didn't change anything. What changes after $100,000? At $100,000, things shift. Your money earns about $7,000 a year at 7%. You stop stressing about small expenses. You think long-term instead of paycheck to paycheck. That's when money stops feeling fragile. The big misunderstanding. Here's something that surprises people. $100,000 is closer to $1 million than $0. Not emotionally, mathematically. If you keep the same habits, the next $100,000 comes faster. Then the next $500,000 even faster. That's why wealthy people sound calm. They already survived the hard part. What you should do right now. If you want to reach $100,000 faster. 1. Automate investing right after payday. 2. Increase savings with every raise. 3. Focus on consistency, not perfection. 4. Stop checking balances daily. 5. Think in decades, not months. Look, reaching $100,000 isn't about being exceptional. It's about being consistent longer than most people can tolerate. 5 years from now, you'll either say, "I'm glad I started," or "I'm still trying." If this video helped you see money more clearly, hit like. It helps more people escape the same trap. Subscribe for practical, no-hype financial education. And remember, wealth isn't built by intensity. It's built by consistency nobody sees. I'll see you in the next one.